So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a synth like the synth in Bingo Players Rattle, and it will sound something like this. And yeah, it's pretty simple. It's really easy to mess around with and sort of modify and use in your own stuff. So it's a great sort of synth effect to know how to do. To get started, we're going to go ahead and throw a Thor in here. Surprise, surprise. My Thor is initialized. Make sure yours is. I'm going to choose a wavetable oscillator for our first oscillator. I'm going to turn this filter envelope off and boost up the sustain. This is just sort of basic stuff that I do when I'm making synths. So now our note will be sustained as long as we hold it down, and our filter envelope won't be affecting this filter. So anyways, we have sine, triangle, square, sawtooth, and we want to keep the crossfade on because we want a mixture of the sawtooth and square wave. So we have this sort of sound. It sounds like this low pass filter is cutting off a lot of frequencies, and it is. But we don't actually want to boost this up because once we turn the shaper on, it adds a lot of brightness. So before we go in and adjust this filter, I want to turn on the shaper and get the basic sort of sound that we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the shaper. Right now it's soft clip. You don't hear a whole lot going on, but that's because we want sine. So the sine shaper sounds like this. We want to turn up this drive a bit. We want to bring this octave down. It's getting close to the basic sound, but we still have a decent amount of work to do. We could adjust this filter a little bit here, and now bring up this resonance a bit. I want to bring up this drive a little bit on this filter. So bring up this drive and bring up this drive both add a brightness to the synth. So feel free to mess around with these two parameters if it's sounding a little bit muddled. Just sort of hone it into whatever setting you want. This frequency is a good way of cutting out brightness, as well as turning down these drives. So mess around with those to get the exact sound you want. To move on, we want to actually add another oscillator on here. And we want to bring this crossfade off and bring it down all the way so we have a pure sine wave coming out here. And we want to bring the octave to be the same. We're getting pretty close. I want to throw on an additional distortion. This will not only boost the level, but also give this some warmth. So, and we're actually going to choose the tube distortion and boost these parameters. Getting pretty close. One of the things that you'll notice is if two notes get played at the same time, you get this sort of nasty distortion-y sound. Some people might like that. I don't really like it. So I'm going to turn on this mono retrig, so now only one note will be played at a time. I'm going to turn on a little bit of portamento. I'm going to throw on our reverb. Go to Studio, RV7. You could also use the RV7000, but I find that RV7 is a little bit quicker to mess around with, so sometimes I'll use that. I want to bring the dry wet down, bring the K down, bring the size down a bit. to get our basic reverby sound. Then I'm going to go ahead and throw on an additional effect here that I like using to add a little bit of width. You can throw on chorus to add width, but I don't always like that sound. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to shift click while I bring in a 6x2 mixer. I'm going to take the signal that's plugging into the mix channel and plug that into the output of this line mixer. So now this line mixer is going into the mix channel. I'm going to take the left and put it into the first track, and then take the right, put it into the second track, and then pan the left one hard left and the right one hard right. It widens it a lot, and it also brings up the volume, because now we're getting a full volume coming in one channel added to full volume coming into the right channel, and so it creates a quite loud amplification. But that's pretty much the basic synth. Feel free to mess around with the frequency knob, the different gains, drive, the drive over here as well. The position, to get different sort of synth sounds. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Hopefully you got something out of it, and thanks for watching videos and subscribing and everything. Anyways, talk to you next time.